Hey guys, today's video is going to be a review of the KKW Beauty Concealer Kit. I bought the actual kit for $80 because the shade that I initially wanted sold out on its own, so I bought the set. And then I bought a shade up because I wasn't quite sure if the shades would match me perfectly. So I do have two shades of the concealers as well as the Bake and Brightening Powders and the two brushes that came in the kit. The concealers themselves retail for $18 each, and I believe the powders, the baking and the brightening powders also retail for $18. Right off the bat, I can tell you that you don't need the two brushes. I feel like these brushes are a hard pass. This itself is like quite hard. It's not as like soft and squishy as a beauty blender or even the Real Techniques brush sponge. And then on the other end, it has this like a powder brush. And to me, it just feels like one of those brushes that you would get in like a play set, just to be completely transparent. And same thing with these. I mean, they are kind of soft. I'll probably use them not necessarily for concealer, but to buff the crease and then to pack on eyeshadow because I don't use brushes for my concealers. So immediately I can tell you that the brushes are hard pass, skip, do not, don't even waste your money on it. I am interested in testing out the concealers. I have the shades 14 and 15, and then in the baking and brightening powders, I have the shades 4. I was contemplating getting the shade 3, but your girl ain't got that kind of money. So the shade 14 is described as a deep dark shade with a warm undertone. I will likely be using this to under the eyes because it is a really good shade match for me, at least when I swatch it. I haven't played with it on the under eye area, but this does look like the type of shade that I would use to brighten under the eye, not necessarily conceal my dark spots. And then the shade 15, which is what I had purchased on its own because I just wanted to see if it would be a good match. This one runs very red. It is described as a deep dark with cool undertones, but it is pretty red on me at least, so I probably wouldn't use that under the eyes. But we'll see. I'm gonna go in with the shade 14 underneath the eye, and then I'm going to bake and brighten and give you guys my opinions throughout. Next, I am going to bake under the eyes with the Step 2 baking powder. Now this is a like tan brown powder. I'm used to using either a white or yellow powder underneath the eye, so I'm actually kind of nervous about this because if it's anything like the Cover FX setting powder on my eyes, that tends to darken my concealer, which is why I stopped using it. And I stick to the Laura Mercier, but I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender underneath the eyes and see how we go. I can see that the concealer doesn't really crease under the eye, which is really good. So that's the baking powder. It does feel a little drying under the eye, which is kind of makes me kind of nervous, but so far I'm not mad at the color. But let's wipe it away and see. Oh, hell no. I feel like that powder made me look a little ashy. I don't know. I mean, the concealer is pretty much set, but I don't know if I like how the under eye looks at this point. And then for step 3, I'm going in with the Brighten powder. This is in the shade 4, which is very orangey, and I'm going to actually try to use this brush or go back in with this just to see how that works under the eye. If not, I might just go use my own brush. So that is the eyes with the brightening powder. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I feel like once I put my setting spray and the rest of my makeup on, it would look good, but I just don't feel that the last two products were necessary. I can just use any old setting powder that I currently have, like my Laura Mercier. I know some people were complaining about the size. which it is a small amount for $18, but compared to the mini size of the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, that's $23. And I believe they're roughly around the same size. So cost-wise, it's as if you were getting a travel size product. And this one, I feel like I have to play with it a little bit more, but so far I'm not seeing the benefits. I do know some people who were quite infatuated with the brightening powder. For me, it does brighten the under eye. I'm looking in the monitor and it does look, you know, bright, but it's not a step that I necessarily take out of my time to do. So let me put the rest of my makeup on and all right, you guys, I am back, and I am back with my final thoughts on this concealer. Now, I really did like the shade 14 in the KKW Beauty Concealer. I know a lot of people were complaining about the size of this and also that the packaging looked like the Stila liquid eyeshadows, which I don't really mind if they look alike. Yes, this is a very small concealer. I'm not going to lie. It is $18. I feel like you get more with the Maybelline, the one with the little cushiony top. I'm forgetting the name, but I feel like you get more for less. But a lot of what you are paying in the beauty industry is for name, blah, blah, blah. That said, I do like this, and if I were seeking a pricier concealer and I didn't mind the size, I would repurchase it. It doesn't remind me of the Tarte Shape Tape. I feel like the Tarte Shape Tape is actually drier. I don't have any issues with this creasing under the eye, and overall I am satisfied with this color. The color 15 was just a little too red for me. I'll see if I can use it in other ways since I don't think I can get refund, but I'm not mad at the concealer. The Bake Powder, I'm not a big fan of. I feel like this completely threw off my face a little bit. Since the powder is like a tan brownish shade, it just really like made the under eye kind of ashy looking is the best way that I can describe it. I don't know, there was something iffy about this that it just completely ruined what the concealer had done before. So I'm not a big fan of this. I feel like you can pass on this. If you have the Laura Mercier, or you know, if you prefer the Cover FX, I use the Ilia setting powder. It is a natural beauty brand. I just find that it doesn't give me any flashback or any issues, and it's a really great brand. Overall, I can pass on this Bake Powder. I'm not a big fan. I will probably use it just to get my money's worth, but it didn't really hit home. And then the Brightening Powder, I do want to play with this a little bit. I was kind of underwhelmed. I think it was because the Bake Powder just really threw me for a loop and it just ruined my mood a little bit when it came to the makeup. But this Bright Powder, I feel like it has potential. It is orangey, which is an interesting color. I know orange kind of, it counterbalances dark circles on deep skin, which is probably why she chose it. But I want to play with it a little bit more, play with other powders to see if it makes a difference. But in all, just from this application on first impression, again, this is another one that I could pass on. I feel like you should just get the concealer if you are dipping your toes into KKW Beauty. This is my first product from them. I wasn't really fond or care for the concealer sticks, and then while the lip gloss and the little highlighting powder was cute, I don't feel like I could have spent my money on it. So that's my opinion on the KKW concealer kit. Is it something that you have to run out and get? I don't think so. I'm sure there are other brands like NARS, which makes some of my favorite concealers. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I do work for Lauder, but the Double Wear concealers are really one of my favorites. They don't settle, they don't crease. So those are my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the demo of the products. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. Have you tried KKW Beauty? Have you tried these products in particular? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from other people. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.